So a little bit about using the tools that we have creatively. One of the things that I really took away from Searcher Academy yesterday, listening to all the other presenters, was a lot of times it isn't having a secret tool in our toolbox. It's just knowing how to use them in new and innovative and creative ways. That's what makes us super searchers today. So I want to just talk about, some of the new approaches that have helped me deal with, expectations that we'll find everything and that it's all available for free on the web. So the first one is just, I have come to love gray literature. Sometimes we have to be creative about where we find the answer. And our traditional authoritative sources sometimes don't have what we're looking for. If it was an easy answer, our clients would have found it already, bless their hearts. We get the ones that aren't easy to Google, almost by definition. And so I've learned to kind of get over myself and realize that sometimes the most authoritative thing I can find was a slide deck from an expert in a very obscure area and this one, the first time I found it on slideshare.net, and which is, a nice tool for professional development, but I don't think of it as being a research tool. I found this great statistic, which was exactly the kind of information my client was looking for. I emailed the owner of the slide deck and I said, have you published this anywhere? Is there any other place? And he's like, no, I just put it up there. I don't think I'm going to publish it anywhere else. If you like it, you can quote it. So I realized that, sometimes the best that we can find is the best that our clients are going to get. So think more expansively about the places that you can find answers to your questions. One example that I've just really started getting a lot of use out of are some of the US Census tools, especially because they're making them more accessible to those of us who are not data scientists and don't have all the fancy tools for graphic mapping and all that kind of stuff that intimidates the living daylights out of me. The other epiphany that I recently had is that the area in the census.gov site that's called small business and small business data tools, it's not just about small business. It's tools that, big companies are paying big money for, but here are some great data tools that even a small business can take advantage of. That's sort of the purpose behind it. And a lot of libraries and information centers, just like a lot of small businesses, have limited budgets. So the small business resources and tools of Census are great resources for budget-strapped libraries and information centers. So again, here's what if you go to census.gov and you click on small business, you'll get this small business data tools. And again, pay no attention to the title. It's not just about small businesses, but look through them and think about what are the kinds of questions that my library gets that these could provide answers for. This is the kind of information that often your users or clients won't think to ask you for. They may not realize you have access to it, but once you look at it, start thinking about what are the reference questions that we get that this might help with. Here's a couple of examples that I recently used on a couple of projects that I was working on. There was an organization that wanted to, for whatever reason, identify which counties were growing the fastest within, X miles of their headquarters. And sure enough, that was like in the quick facts area of the small business data tools in Census. It was a nice picture here. I could customize it. I didn't have to be a data scientist or understand any of the GIS mapping kind of stuff to be able to generate something that gave real insight in a graphical, visual way for my client. Same thing here. I was helping an organization identify needs for new home healthcare services. And so I found articles about the need for new home healthcare services and who was meeting that need and which agencies were struggling to meet that need and all this text, blah, 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 blah. And that was great. But then I thought, what else is out there? And I went into the small business data tools and I was able to map out how many home healthcare companies were located in all of the cities near where my client was looking at it. So in addition to all the, text that we all know and love, I threw in a couple of maps like this, and my client really appreciated it because it brought sort of a new meaning to all of the other analyses that I had sent into them. So again, I would encourage you to go to that site and just look through it and see what are the kinds of things that I might get questions about that this could be an additional answer to, remembering that usually your clients won't ask for, a nice GIS tool. I mean, maybe you've got very different clients than mine, but mine certainly don't.